Can you please share with us some of the role models or mentors that influenced you early in your public health career?
My dad played a very critical role in shaping who I am as a person in terms of just my outlook to life, relationships, and my values and ethics. I think a lot of who I've become as I reflect really came from who he was and what he taught.
Like many young girls, our fathers tend to play a very important role in our lives, especially growing up. And when I look back, I think my father has really been a great influence in those early years. I think that one of the things I remember is he used a lot of storytelling. And I learned very early on that there was something about being strong. And I think in terms of the way that it influenced my character, that is very important. That has been very important for me.
I have to say my mother. My mother herself was a public health nurse, and then at the same time she ran a maternity clinic and an orphanage. So early on in life, I had the opportunity of going there to work, especially the orphanage. We used to help take care of the children.
On the professional side, I've had Professor Robert Redfield, who really handheld me in many different ways and showed me what was possible as an African leader in the global health space. Really, he showed me what was possible if we dedicated ourselves to this path. On my last job, before founding the Sodina Group, I worked with a gentleman called Robert Kocher. And I'd like to think that a lot of the skills that really have enabled me, by the grace of God, to achieve some of the things and influence so many people, the problem solving, the analytical reasoning, and some of the skills that one has came from mentorship from Bob Kocher.
After I went into public health, I had a very a boss who was instrumental and who mentored me a lot. And I would say that he's within my public health work was really key to my learning and to my formative years.
So in my first public health career, first job in the field of public health, I also had a mentor who was my country director then. His name was Christoph Hammerman. So he kind of also encouraged me to think outside the box about public health. Coming from a clinical mindset, he would say, "Oh, you're a doctor, Lillian. There are so many doctors. You should develop your skills in communication." Then knowledge management was a new thing. Said you can find a lot of doctors, but you can't find a lot of doctors with communication skills. You can't find a lot of doctors who do other things well. So he really encouraged me to develop what I term my T-shaped skills.
I would like to reference two gentlemen. There is Professor Mohammed Pate, who he's a good friend of mine. There's also Dr. Patrick Dakum, who's the chief executive of the Institute of Human Virology, Nigeria. These two gentlemen have really played different roles, even without them knowing it, in the evolution of my career. Everything from just being champions to say, "Hey, go Muyi, you can do it. Go Muyi, you can do it."